Oh, I can't hear. That's right. Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Warriors. We're gonna get a new computer next month, and I can't hear everybody. So that's oh my gosh. Put stuff in the chat. We're gonna break things down. Woo! 17 of you here. Awesome. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. So we're gonna jump into this. We've got we kind of went over some AI stuff. We have got a new meetup. It's gonna be on AI, so it's gonna be $10, but the drawing classes are always gonna be free. Let's get this going. Here we go. Let's do this. Share my screen. Sketchbook Heroes. We're gonna really break down. We're gonna because we really kind of missed out on last month. We're really going to break this down from the basics again. And this is a good thing if you're totally new here. This is really good because I'm gonna break this down. So let's break this down. Um, so. Everything's made up of shapes. Everything's made up of shapes, and we use something called wrap to draw, where we look for ratios, angles, and proportions. And those are the relationships we're looking for: ratios, angles, and proportions. And you can only focus on one till you kind of get it, and then it becomes automatic. It's like riding a bicycle. You don't think about it; you just do it. It's like breathing. You don't think about it; you just do it. It's automatic. But you really have to practice. You really have to practice. So here we go. Let's see if this doesn't disappear. We've been having trouble with this thing, and I'm looking forward to getting a new computer. So, okay, it's letting me annotate. Awesome. Here we go. I think it was because on this other thing. All right, so let's see. All right, here we go. Let's get some shapes here. Snap, no. Pencil, no. I want some shapes. Gosh, they've changed stuff so much. Shapes, shape spotlight, text, mouse. Nope. Select. Nope. Oh, there we go. Shapes. Ha, they move stuff around. All right, so we're going to start off with the basic shape, a square. All right, so we're looking for squares. Now, this is ratios. If you're totally brand new, we're looking for ratios, and the ratio of a square is 1 to 1. It has the same height, same width. But if you look at this, you can see a square and how it fits here. That I'm just taking the width of the whole length of the dog here, and you can. This is on. This picture, this image is on our meetup. I will put it in the chat. You can also screenshot it as well. Set up professional sound and audio settings. I think there's something. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. I have to look at that. But there we go. There's the height and the width. Let me make sure my chat is out because, oh my gosh, it's like flying in the dark again. All right, here we go. So here we go. We have one square there. We can also look at these squares here. I can see the height of this snout, which is really cool. There's one square right there, and let's move it. See if the top square doesn't. Okay, so here we have one. I can copy paste, which is a new thing, which is really cool. I copy and paste, and those squares are exactly the same. So we got two, paste again, three. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more than three. About, yeah, a little bit more than three, but that's the ratio. See, that's going to help you make this snout or this dog more accurate. So it's about three, a 1 by 3, and there's a little bit of an angle. There's a little bit of a curve as it comes up to the nose, right up there, and then it comes down. We can actually even use those as let's see, as measurements. That's the height of this. You can see it's like here's the neck is one of those squares right in there from here to there, and then we're also looking at that square down here. It looks like it fits right in the rump. But we can bring that down. Oh, I did bring that down a little bit. Let's see what we can do here, though. Let's look at this other square. I'm going to make this larger. Uh-oh, we're losing the height and the width. Let's delete that. Uh-oh, I thought I put. Oh, there it goes. That's it. Here we go. All right. Well, sorry. Let me put this on silent for now, especially since it's a scam. Scammers. All right, here we go. So there's a square right there. All right, now this square is smaller than that other square, and I might be able to make it a little bit bigger. You sometimes have to, this is where artists you see get their pencils and they kind of like go against that area. Okay, so I can see if I use that square, I got to decide which square I'm going to use. But that's not too bad. I kind of like, yeah, okay. Let's see how it compares to this other square. It's just a little bit smaller than this other square, just slightly smaller. and there's overlap. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Let's start with that. And then we can do with a and then we'll do the dog bone. There's an angle there. There's an angle there. All right, there it is. All right, so let me screenshot this and then put this in the chat. And that should be it. Screenshot? Yes. Oh yeah, other stuff disappears. Well, this stays, so that's good. That'll be in the, all right, there we go. Now it's in the chat. All right, let's draw. All right, and let's make sure we go, let's make sure we get out of our screen here. I moved my tools. And let's see if I can find them. Zoom tools. Oh, there we go. There we go. Stop sharing. Things disappear on me. Let's bring this right side up. All right. Any questions, put them in the chat. I see it there. Okay, let me download it for myself. Okay, open photos. There we go. All right, now we're set. Whew, I can't wait. I can't wait. I am going to get a new computer. We did do a dog last, I don't know if it was last time, but before. We're always looking for the way things are set up. Uh-oh, I gotta, my thing here is on, I don't know if I can change it. On the fly, my settings for my screen is backwards. I don't know. Let me see if I can change that. That's gonna mess with me. Well, we'll just do it. All right, we'll just do it, see how it turns out. Okay, or am I upside down? All right, let's see. This is the bottom and this is the top. Yeah. So we're good. All right, so we got two squares to get us started. I'll start off with a square, and it's a sketch, so it just doesn't have to be perfect. We're doing this for fun, but what we're looking for is the height to the width, and we're looking for wrap. Okay, so ratios, angles, proportions. Let's draw that out. Let's write it out so you know what we're talking about. We got wrap. Wrap RA to the double P. These are the relationships we're looking for. Oh, double P. RA to the double P. So we're looking for ratios. RATIOS, and that's the height compared to the width, right? We're looking for how many squares or how many circles can fit. A circle has the same height, same width as well. Then we've got angles. And then we're looking for angles, right? There's vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, and then everything else in between, right? All these angles. And this actually leads into perspective, so that's really good. Is this showing up backwards? I hope not. And then we have proportions. Proportions, which is how big something is compared to something else. Proportions. And all this stuff takes practice and patience and proportions. If I got my brain in 5 different places. Proportions and placement. Because you can have your proportions could be right, but the placement, where things go, also needs, and that's also leads into space. Placement, where things kind of go. You can have the right proportions, but the placement, and that's also kind of like a proportion. All right, so placement, proportions, how big something is compared to something else. All right, so it could be twice as big, half as big, so on and so forth. All right, that's it. That's wrap. Those are the relationships. So let's get that to ratios. We got one square. Woo! One square. All right, we got one square. And then we've got the other square. The other square kind of is a little bit smaller, just smaller slightly, but there's some overlap. I would probably say a little bit below the center. I would probably say this looks like the center, a little bit below the center. This is a really abstract way of looking at it and drawing, but it really helps get the structure of how everything's going to fit. Just these two squares. And it could be, if you make them the same size, that's be fine. I think making them the same size is fine. It's seeing that one square that's in that rectangle that's in the middle and try to get them. This one's just a slightly smaller. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that sketch right there. Now that shows me how big it's going to fit on my paper and everything else. All right, so then we got three squares up in here, 3 squares. There should be squares. Try to get them to be equal. Yeah, and it goes up above. No, right in there. That's about right. Looks right about there. There should be 3. That's the snout, and then the neck is going to come down here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sketch stuff out. The middle is right about here. This square over here. Yeah, actually, this ooh, that's interesting. This square here in the middle is where this other square kind of rests. And I'm looking at all these relationships, how and that's placement, how things are placed. right? I've never really talked about that as much in these last 3 years that we've been doing this. But yeah, definitely placement is kind of like right there. And this tail kind of goes up there. I'm trying to get the placement of everything, where everything kind of goes. So I know there's going to be like a circle here for that rub, that rub, that back part of the dog, and then the feet here. And I can sketch them in lightly because I can kind of see where they're kind of going to go and how big they're going to go. This is probably a medium size drawing. I was hoping it was kind of a little bit easier. I try to break it down, but here we go. Let's just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start up here with the head. So I know the mouth is the snout is going to be a hole in this area, and everything else is going to fit around it. So I kind of have my placement. The eyes fit in this top square right in here. I can make them as one and then divide it afterwards. See, this is learning to see the shapes as parts and whole. So the eyes are going to go there. The nose is going to bring it up, and the nose is going to go up here. And I can see the relationships, right? That the eyes can where the nose is. And if I draw a line straight across, I think the nose is a little bit higher than where the eyes are, slightly higher. So this is placement and relationships, right? The placement. So that's it. From there to there. See, that's the placement. All right, there we go. Let's bring this down. And then we've got, all right, we've got a thumb up on the or on our post there. All right, there's the eyes, there's the nose, the snout's going to fit in here. The ears are going to fit in here as well. Now, I kind of see this abstract. I try to see this as one shape. See, as well, this is one shape. The ears as one shape, kind of like this. Kind of pulls back here, like a boomerang. I guess it's a little more advanced. And I can see the parts. This is the big shape, and then this is the medium size shape. The medium size shape, this other ear comes right in the middle between those two eyes, which is the middle of this big shape, which are my two eyes. It comes up, and then it kind of curves down. Those are the kind of the angles of the axis line. That's the center line of our shapes. There's a center line. That, and then this one kind of zooms up, and then kind of zooms in right there. Okay. I kind of blocked everything out. This is blocking out. I'm going to zoom in on the head, and we're going to focus in on just the face right now. Let's focus in on this. Focus on the family here. There we go. All right, so let's do the eyes. We're going to divide. This is how artists create space, is overlapping. So we're going to start with this oval, and the oval fits right in here. There's that oval right in there. And then the other oval is behind that. And that's good, right in there. So there's a little bit of overlapping. We've talked about how artists create space, and now you call it space pods. Placement for the P, and then O for overlapping. So here's overlapping. And then there's, let's see, let's put some of these, a little bit of a curve for the eyelid. And then the other eyelid right next to it, a little bit of a curve. Then the pupil looks like it's centered right in there. And then makes him look sleepy or smug or drugged out. Your choice. He looks a little bit of a Garfield kind of look to him. Simple eyes, ovals. There we go. And then we've got, let's see, we've got the ear. So this ear goes at this angle and then down at this angle, but I can actually see there's a curve to it, slight curve, and a slight curve to a point right in there. And there's also a slight taper as well. I mean, it's very slight. It gets a little bit wider up here as it goes up there. So I use my center line to kind of help with that direction. And then here, definitely there's a taper on this second half. The second half, and it's almost like a teardrop shape down to a circle. Actually, I can actually draw a circle here and then have it kind of like attach itself to that circle as it goes here, and then it should get bigger as it comes down, kind of like that. See these shapes, simple shapes become more complex. So learning to see like the axis line, learning to see how things bend, and if there's a circle right in here, see how big that circle is and how it's constructed, how this shape is constructed really helps. And there's we can slightly shade it. It is brown. If you have colored pencils, you can color it in. If you want to practice a little bit of shading, you can practice it. If you can't, it's okay. What's important is the drawing. You can always shade afterwards. You can always shade after. All right, let's get that other ear in there. I can see that center. It's coming from back here. You got to see where it starts and where it goes. Let's see here. I was kind of off. I'm just double checking and double checking how it all fits together. All these shapes are kind of together like a puzzle. You're putting things together like a puzzle. So we're putting it like a puzzle. Yep, yep, yep. So it's funny thing with that notebook, ML. Or LM, I can't remember, so I'm dyslexic. Um, it actually, I put one of my videos into it, and it made it into a podcast. It's insane. If you haven't tried to go to Notebook, oh, actually Google dot notebook, and then it'll show up. Um, and yeah, there it is. So here's my axis lines. I can see. Let's get the bottom part of the ear first. And I can see there's quite a curve. It's quite a curve, so I'm trying to get that curve that goes from there to there. And it does pull out. It does get wider, and then it gets thinner as it comes down. This is difficult. This is difficult because you're drawing one line, and I'm using that axis line to kind of help. And then it gets thinner as it gets down. And as I'm drawing the other line, I have to look at the first line to see that width and see how it gets thinner as it gets down here. So that's a challenge. That's a challenge. That's cool. If you have trouble, that's okay. This is I call it tapered tails, and you got to practice your tapered tails. And we're going to practice another one here. This top ear also does that. So it's shorter up here, and as it comes down, see, I can straighten it out really and see this rectangle, but there's a curve to it. And as it goes out, it looks like there's a little bit of a point. This is the bottom one. And as it goes out this way, it's wider. It's wider up here. So we have to go wider up here and then thinner over here. So it goes from thin to thick and maybe thin it out a little bit. I can thin it out. See, I can push it a little bit, make it a little bit thinner, make it flow. Go with the flow. Oh, there were some notes I did want to go over. Oh yeah, I'm going over them. Yeah. So yeah, kind of like a stick figure. Somebody mentioned stick figure drawings in their thing, in their when they signed up, and that's fine. I hear that a lot. I hear that so much. Oh, I can only draw a stick, or I can't draw a stick figure. I can't draw a straight line. I know that's fine. Or all I can draw. I mean, that's your first step is drawing stick figures, and then taking it from there. Hopefully, at the end of the day, today's class, we'll get to drawing some anatomy, drawing some stick figures. All right, there's the ears. Uh, and then here we go. Yeah, I don't know, last month. And last month was a good one. We really broke it down. Uh, Ratios, angles, proportions. And you can see this angle here on that snout as it comes out. And then it's going to come down. And you can draw lightly at first. Get it light until it's right. And then this is almost parallel, kind of comes down. Yeah, we know the thickness here. It's about 3. And then it comes out kind of at that angle, kind of curves out. And then there's a little bit of a pull back here and a little bit of an angle as it swoops down onto the body. Now the body goes in and the feet are the ones that are sticking out down here. So I'm not going to worry about that. Just going to focus on the snout. On the snout. Let's get that snout. Let's get that face in there. Yeah, I wish I could hear you really because the AI stuff is just gotten so wild. I mean, I've started my own AI stuff, so really trying to help people on board with that because there's a lot of fear, and it's just small steps. Uh, so uh, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of controversy. All right, so I'm putting this snout. I can't see it because I covered it with the green, but usually sometimes this line goes in between the two eyes or even flattens that out. Gives it a little more sense of space. Just that little flattening right there. And then bring it up to that nose. That nose is a circle. Try to practice drawing your circles. And it is a little bit higher than the eyes, slightly. Placement, right? We got it. And then it comes down here. And then here there's a little bit of a split. A little bit of a split as it comes over here. And then there's a smile. This goofy dog. Grrr. All right, thicken up these lines as well. So they're not so scratchy. You can thicken them up. There's that smile. It kind of jumps in here, and I kind of imagine a circle in here, that cheek in there, and it kind of like going right in there, right into that cheek. And here we go. Don't want to put too much of an angle for you. And then we've got this other piece of that snout kind of coming behind here. The cheek right in there. Then we've got all the all of his teeth right there in this area here in this first square. There's three little dots. One, two, three. Mi vida loca right there. Gosh, I haven't heard of that or seen that in a long time. That's what yeah, until the movie came out, I guess people cholos stopped doing that.
Oh, that kind.
I don't have any tattoos, but I do have two marks that were made. One was made on my first year of teaching, and the other one was made on my last year of teaching, which was pretty wild. Now I can show them to you. Well, this one. It was a pencil mark right in there, that one. And the other one was on my other hand over here on the last year. I was moving some tables. It's a scar. Oh, there it is right there. It's a little scar. And yeah, smashed my hand with two tables we were moving, me and another student. As we were painting them. I was having students sand them down and painting the designs on the tables. All right, we're almost there. We got that snouted out. It has a little bit of mouth. It has a little bit of a curve. If you can see the axis line, that's the center line, and then go around it. That really helps because that helps you get the movement and the flow of the shape. See that shape right in there? That's it. Then it goes on there, and this goes here too. There, that's it. We're gonna keep moving this up. And there we go. We got the bottom half. And let's do this bottom half now. And I think we're going to do the bone as well. There's a nice little swoop in here. And I think we can draw some. Oh, if you put some pictures in, I can draw them pretty quickly if you find them. Somebody said, what did they say? Cats and pumpkins. Well, we can do some of that stuff. Actually, as a break, I will draw them pretty quickly, though. This one, I do go slow because I tried to. Oh, in the meetup. All right, cool. I'll look in the meetup. Yeah, because all right, cool. Because this is
I
an
put the ear in the
intro
wrong place.
beginning, and I am working on a whole series of videos. Okay, so there's going to be a collar. What's that thing called? My brain's been going. Dang, darn kids, get off the grass. All right, so I'm not having fun. Nobody's having fun. So here we go. The collar goes there, but I'm just making it a circle. That's kind of like a holder place. Hold it because that gets me the height and the width. Not a lot of detail. Then I can see here's the rump and the flow of that, the way that line flows right over that circle. And then here's the body. It kind of also flows onto this almost like a water balloon. See, I can see this shape. Look at this shape. This water balloon kind of shape is there. It's that whole body. That's the structure that's there. Looks like a whale too. Use your imagination. It's the
Looks like a
greatest thing,
paisley. It's a
and it's going to
paisley.
really help with all this AI stuff. Because it's going to bring your imagination to life. So here we go. Dream, design, do is what I say. So the back leg kind of goes forward, and then it goes back, and then it goes down. See, it's basically doing that. And then we've got the tail kind of coming out about that far, right there. See that angle. So let's do the tail first. Usually the detail goes last, but here we're going to do the tail next. Yeah, I usually try to, try to do the detail last. Oh, okay. I used the axis line, which I thought was going to be at my axis center, but as the top, and actually that fits better because I'm looking at it here, and that's probably I should have gone a little bit lower. It's kind of hard to draw and talk at the same time, but hey. And there's a lot of tutorials out there that they just show you, okay, this is how you draw, but they don't explain it. They don't show you the process. It's about the process, really. It's praising the process. Oh, and I have these pictures. I have these pictures where I got these pictures from the book. I have it in the I'll give it out. If you kind of have it, if you downloaded the page that I shared earlier, it's there. I'll share it again right after this drawing. Yeah, because we're gonna have to go back to the screen here. So we've got this side, and then we've got this side, and this is kind of an intermediate drawing because as you're drawing one line, you're actually looking at another, and you're really looking at shapes. Sometimes, depending on what your focus is, what you're focusing on, sometimes you're just focusing on a line, and then that's it. What's interesting, actually, jumping the subject. What's interesting is that in where I got this drawing book, the book that I got this drawing from, it actually does drawing a little bit differently. It does what did I call it in my brain? Like forward drawing. It doesn't see the big picture. It just goes from one drawing to another, which you can get things out of proportion. But that's the way I kind of learned how to draw.
For renters. Calling to invite you to a telephone town hall happening.
Town hall. Here we go. So then we got that foot that's behind here. And again, this is jumping from topic to topic. Now here we go. This is overlapping. But no, going back to my other topic, which I kind of lost because of that phone call. But what was I saying? You get to my age. How funny.
Hero and a bill full of everyday
This will
heroes.
come back to me. Here we go.
Call, click, or stop by.
Yeah, drawing and talking.
What's your dog?
So this one's opened up. So if you need to open this up right here, little eraser, there you go. And then you can clean up or shade all that out. Make it shady. And then here we go. Here's the foot that kind of comes out to our square. This actually helped define that width right in there.
Yes, and Tivio offers 2 maintenance options, including the
Yeah.
Integral plan.
I think I was talking about, yeah, who
Yes.
knows?
And
Ah.
off the two.
Oh, you know what? There is a summary. Oh, let's try that actually. There's an AI companion. There it is. Start summary. There we go. I don't know. Let's see. Ask meeting questions. I don't know. Catch me up. Was my name mentioned? I don't know. Ask anything about this meeting. Oh, will it? I don't know. I can't. Huh, that's interesting. What was I talking about? Yeah, AI is going to be in everything and everywhere. It's going to be it's interesting. Let's see. Based on the context provided, Lonnie Chavez was talking about AI. Specifically, he mentioned that AI is going to be in everything and everywhere and described it as interesting. This appears to be the most recent topic he was discussing. Oh, okay. Before asking what he was talking about. Yeah. I think it missed because I just turned it on. Wow, that's interesting. So it's listening in now. I guess we have AI listening in. And it would have remembered what I was talking about, like a court reporter. But I didn't have it on. But I do now. So that's the first time ever. Here we go. First time. I think I was talking about that. There's just so many incredible changes that are coming
Deep, ugly,
everywhere and all at once. Yeah. Future here. Yeah, I'm watching the Waymo cars kind of like driving themselves from Santa Monica to downtown, and they drive really good. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's pretty wild. And I think I fixed that collar. And let me see if I have I can't see my, yeah, there's so much going on. Oh, here we go. My chat. It's over. Oh, I can't move it. Oh, that's interesting. I either have the chat or I have, okay. I think that's it. I think we're happy with that, dog. And I think there was let's see if I have, I do have that. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, but this angle is where that I'm going to do this really quick. Watch. I'm going to do the bone, and this starts to tell stories, right? You can actually even add a little bit of a drool, or I don't know, maybe somewhere else, but this angle is important. Then we've got 2 parts. We've got 4 parts, actually. We got 1 circle there, another circle here that's kind of overlapping, and then another circle, and probably bigger. I'm going to move it over because it should, because I made them that small. Proportionately, it should probably be right about there. There's a little bit of overlap, There we go. All right, cool. So now I use this as a guide. This kind of curves a little bit more onto that. And this one side, I think a little straighter. It's going to be straighter. There we go. See, this is straighter. The top part is a little more curved. And then I can start getting some of the detail. I can see where it's pulled out. This bone is pulled out a little bit right in there. I can see almost these angles. If I angle it more, it kind of helps. There's curves, but these angles and making it more angular kind of helps it make it more accurate, believe it or not. Yeah, and this one curves out. Oops. This one curves out over that circle. And then I can see that, like I'm going to make it a little bit more angular, kind of helps seeing these angles a little bit right in there, see? Boom, boom. And there's, this one's definitely a lot more curvy. And I can see how it fits, like a puzzle, all a puzzle, seeing all these pieces and parts and seeing how they fit. This one's a little straighter. And then this side, yeah, there's a little bit of a, also angle. It looks like the letter E or something. And a little bit curvy onto it. And there's the bone. A little rough. It's a rough sketch. I think I've used that dog joke too many times. Every time we draw a dog, I think rough. Yeah, because it's rough, right? It should be fun. Don't worry about perfection. It's not about perfection, it's about the process. And what's more important is the process. How did I do this? And how do other people do it? Which leads us to the process. How did they do it? Watch. Let's share. Share. Sharing is caring. Let's go to screen one. Share. There we go. And I think, let's see, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Ah, here it is. Animal LA. Oh, okay. And here it is. It's in a how to draw book. And actually, it's here. Let's refresh this so I can show you. This is on a PDF drive. This is actually a new book to them. Let me make it smaller. There we go. Not that small. I think it's 100. Oh, it's 100%. I can preview it. And I am working on putting our resources together. Really, I really am. But I'm just busy with a bunch of other stuff. So eventually, there we go. I'll put this in the chat. Copy that. I would like to download this thing and then have you, download it from mine, because I know some people who have gone to this website have gone to things that were inappropriate, but it's pdfdrive.com. Here's that dog and a bunch of other stuff. And it says how to draw. This is just one way to draw. You're going to have to find your way. It's a forward way of drawing. So they start off with one thing and then they go around it. And you kind of like see like these flowers here. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see, here we go.
The last owners had a ton of
You can see this starts off with there, and then you got to see the relationship of what you're drawing next to that. You really don't see the whole thing. You just kind of like should kind of have an idea of where it's going to go. But sometimes when you do it this way, it doesn't fit on your paper because you're not really taking a look at the big picture. You're going from one thing and then you're going to another and to another. But this is one way to draw. And this is actually how I learned how to draw. And you can see this this shrub here is a circle, but it's really complex. There's a lot going on in here, but it is a circle, but it's learning to see the complexity. Here, look at this. You can see the height and the width compared to this, how many squares can fit in there. So you can actually do the ratios, and that'll really help with this, this drawing. See how many squares fit. And I would say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit less than 5. A little more than 4. Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's see. I can't get my tools. One of these days. I know. I'm going to get. Yeah, I don't see my tools.
On with a combination of rocks and papers.
It's all good. I'm going to just keep going through the book. It's really good because what's important is the process. How would I draw this? How would you draw this? This is forward. Again, this is forward way of drawing. You draw one thing, then the next thing, and the next thing. I don't really recommend it, but it's good. It's a good way to draw. I drew like this for years. Until I got to high school. And then, yeah. Well, yeah, I sometimes switch. And here's the dog. You start off with the eyes as well.
Spread out.
Parts, and then the bone. But you see, it doesn't explain anything. I would hate when I would see, okay, first you draw this, and then here, it's finished. It's kind of frustrating. You got to stand in there. You got to play the long game because sometimes, that little frustration, a little puzzle, and that's why a lot of people give up drawing because, and joy comes from solving problems you want to solve. But if you don't want to solve these problems, if it's like, oh my gosh, it's too overwhelming, the theory of flow, then you give up. And it's like, oh, I can't draw. You get the cants in your pants. But we can break it down. You can break it down. There's a cat. There's all kinds of stuff. There's that. I'll put this in the chat. You can see here's an oval. I want to see those ovals. There's an overlapping in there. All these drawings. These are fun to draw. These are pretty simple. It's a new one. I really like. Oh, actually, this was next. We're gonna draw this one next. We're gonna draw this one next. And then we've got other drawings. And I'll go take a look at see what we've got. So let me put this in the chat if it shows up. I'll put that in the chat. But in the meantime, why don't we go to let's go
To diapers delivered to your door with a flexible subscription. Mix and match designs and sizes.
there we go.
Made for happy babies.
All right, our next drawing. Let me refresh because there were some drawings that were added. Oh, there's a cat, cute cat. All right. Oh, this can. Okay, here we go. So this is our next drawing. We're going to do 2 drawings. Now, this is more than just 2 drawings. What's happening here, people, is story. Once you start adding 2 or more elements, you start telling a story, like what's going on here, right? And maybe some prickling out of here. I don't know. You really can start telling a story, juxtaposing two images, and really that's the whole one of the reasons. You got to know your why drawing is important. Somebody wanted to do, I guess, architectural drawing, which is just squares and seeing the relationships. I might as well throw that in. Let's see. Wow, where's my tools? Oh, I know.
So don't wait. All new human
They're disappearing. I don't see them, and I don't hear anybody. All right, I guarantee I'm gonna have a new computer next month. We're gonna have a brand new computer. I'm gonna get one, and I don't see my tools. I don't see any of them. I'm clicking on Zoom.
Classes are always there. When you need them.
Let's delete that.
Oh,
there we go. There's my tools. I see them now. Whew. All right, let's annotate. Here we go. So what's really cool here, let's see. Let's not do green. Let's do opposite of green is red. There we go. There's an angle here. That's the center line. Here, this one is almost up and down. And I'm trying to see the
If I would have just made the middle
the
opinion,
most
taken 59 years to pay off.
far apart of the tips right there. See that tip right there? This one, this angle there. And then this
Oh,
angle here.
they were my favorite. Whether it's
And this changes angle. Notice that changes angle. That almost goes vertical, and then it kind of goes out like a teapot right in there. So you got to notice these angles. And angles is curves too, because it looks like the top part is straight, and then here there's 2 angles. So curves is really just angles. See, I can get this curve right there with 2 angles right there. See, and maybe 3 with this whole thing right there. There's 3 curves, 3 straight lines. Those are straight lines to make a curve. And those angles.
$10,000.
That's why making things angular really helps with your drawing when you're first learning to draw. Like here, seeing these rocks here, angular.
If you're marketing your
Oh, there's
healthcare
something in the chat.
on advertising,
And then here, this is a point right here. I'll get it right now. There's a point right there. Looks like an apex. And looks like this whole axis thing is kind of going this way. This side curves out less, and this side curves out more. There's more of a pull. And I would probably say that there's like an axis line there. Same thing with the shape of the nose. And relationships. I'm going to draw these a little bit faster. What time? 6:45. Yes, we're going to draw faster. And then can you mute us all? Someone's TV is coming through the sound. Sure. Oh, I thought I did. Okay, I'll mute you all. It's mutiny, I say. Thank you. Oh, all right. Oh, cool. That was private, so nobody else knows. Just me and you. I won't rat you out. But thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Where's the mutiny? Come on. These tools. All right. Okay, actually. Oh, there it is. It's behind here. Stop sharing. There we go. And there we go. Let's go to my tools and mute everybody. Where's everybody? I need to go to participants. Oh, there we go. We got 19 of you tonight. Here we go. Let's mute. There we go. And make it so you can't unmute yourself. I think I got everybody muted. Yeah, there we go. And, all right. Okay, there we go. All right, I think we're good. That should be good. Thank you. All right, let's do that. We're just gonna draw it. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna just draw the Let's start with the cactus. Practice the cactus. Oh, and I lost all my lines. I lost all my. Jeez Louise. All right, I'm going to do this really quickly. We've spent 45 minutes on that dog. All right, so let's see. Well, let's start off with that circle. We're going to do additive. That's what I called it, additive drawing. Here's our circle. That's actually kind of the base. That's that part of that. It's really close to a circle. It does stretch out a little bit, and you want to see this is good. This is good brain tools when you compare and contrast. How is it the same? How is it different? It does pull a little bit. It's not a perfect square circle. It's a little bit taller. It's slightly taller than a circle. So I'm going to stretch it or stretch that circle just slightly or make it thinner. Right? We're changing the ratio. Then we got the other, we got that starting shape, and then we got this angle out here. It's coming out, I don't know. Let's see. I was going to say it's coming out from here, out that, about that angle. And then we've got this over here on this angle, this other. See, and I can just represent it with one little line. Then here we've got this other one. And this is good as like for drawing people or drawing stick figures, you got to see the relationships. Even if you're just doing stick figures and then you just make bubble people, right? This is, this is good. And then it went straight and then it went out at an angle, right? Something like that. There's another part in there. But let's get this big part. Let's get this big part. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Let me see. I don't think it's fitting on my screen. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, let me zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Make sure it fits. I need to leave. All right, can someone please tell me how to I get the recording? Okay, go to absolutebeginner.org on YouTube. Let's see. Already. Let's see. That's how you get the recording. Let me see. I'll put it in the chat right now. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, if you go to Sketchbook Hero, let me share my screen again. And then Sketchbook Hero, there's some videos. You gotta just it'll be there. It'll be there tomorrow. I've been doing really good when I do record, right? Let's see if I can. Let's just share my screen again. Here we go. And let's do that real quick. Share. All right, here we go. So if you go to Sketchbook Hero, sketchbookhero.com, there it is, sketchbookhero.com. That takes you to our thing I haven't updated in a while. It's 2022. Wow, time flies, 2 years. So you click on this. Oh my gosh. Life's been wild for the last 2 years. Man. Okay, so you click on the video. There it is. And then you click on this YouTube. And then that takes you to there. And this is the YouTube channel. And you can see that's drawing that frog. See how we break it down? Shapes. And then here we go. Click on this Sketchbook Hero here. Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Warriors. And there I am. And then we go to videos. It should be here under videos. It should be the latest one. Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. We got other drawings. There's the dog. And we got views, 9 views here, 21 views, 28 views. Our most popular one has actually like thousands of views, thousands, probably just 1,200 views, which is pretty cool. The other one's at 350. But anyways, as I get better quality videos, I'm sure those numbers will go up, but I gotta work on that. That's why I kind of stopped. I need to get quality up. We're working on it. We're working on it behind the scenes here. All right, here we go. Oh, so it'll be there. Let me put that in the chat. All right, here we go. Here we go. Thank you for joining us. I know you had to go. So let's see. Let's put that in the chat real quick. There it is. There's the chat. And there's our YouTube channel. It should be there tomorrow. Let's go back to our drawing and let's go back to our previously scheduled program. There we go. We've got our cactus. I'm gonna speed up the cactus drawing too. So let me see. Just need to find my picture again. Oh, wrong one. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't wait to have my other computer again. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. All right, we're back. All right, here we go. Let's do this real quick. Let's crank this out. All right, so the cactus. Whew, some of you might have been drawing faster. That's fine, but I'm just breaking it down. There is a little bit of overlap here. overlap. So I'm going to flatten this circle out a little bit at the bottom because there's overlap of this ground, whatever it is. And then bring it down. And then bring it down. And this one extends a little bit, and then it comes down at that angle. Don't worry about perfection. Just do the best you can. See how far it kind of goes out. I know this thing goes out wider than our drawing. And then here's a little bit of overlapping of this other mound, little mound coming down and out. All right, let's do this let's straighten it out. Let's do this up here. See how wide we're going to go now. We've seen the height compared to the width and how wide it goes right in here. There's a little bit of overlapping. That's placement, how far it overlaps. Comes up. We're trying to keep that angle right in there. I think that's good. The ratio, the height to the width, right in there. How's it looking? Looking. Let's speed it up a little bit. And then if you want me to repeat something or if I'm going too fast, let me know. This is why we're live here. We're live. I was going to have AI sit in on this, but she says he or she doesn't, I asked, what name do you want? Oh, you can name me whatever you want. I'm like, okay. We're going to come up with a name for our chat. Oh, actually, if you haven't seen it, we'll do it right now after. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe I should turn her on after this drawing. Oh, I'm going to start speeding up. So, look at this. So this is all like almost like a circle. Everything kind of fits here in a circle. It's this big old thing, and then we've got something out here underneath it, and then something over here underneath it. You have to kind of see that there. It kind of looks like Squidward from SpongeBob, but this big circle is we can break it down because there. Let's zoom in. Yeah, those are the parts that I see. This big old nose, Squidward nose, the head, and then these two cheeks kind of thing. But this big circle is the flower. So there's a circle at the top, and then there's it kind of curves down, and then it goes out like these little banana shapes. It's the flower that kind of comes out at the bottom part. It looks like a person, stick figure, right? But then we thicken up the stem. There's a slight curve to it as it goes around. And then see, I'm just breaking it apart, seeing the parts. I can see the parts. I can go back and forth because I can see the parts, see the whole, and then see the whole piece. And then see, there we go. That flower kind of comes out here. There's overlapping. There we go. There's that flower part. And then underneath, there's, I guess, I don't know what this part, probably part of the flower part, but they look like clouds or like a little heart, actually. And I'm not describing it. I'm just speeding up. I'm speeding up. So yeah, this is more of an intermediate now. So we should be, I tried to get the beginning at the beginning and speed it up for people who are a little more advanced, patience, persistence, seeing the long game. Here we go. And this part of the cacti is open, like parentheses right there. And I don't know, it looks like that. I don't know if I can put a little star shapes. I can't see some of the detail. I'm just going to put little star asterisks right in there. And then it goes over, and then I get some splinters on this side. There we go. All right, so I think the flower's done. Let's go back here. And I can kind of, if I'm not sure where they kind of go, I can say, okay, there's going to be some there. There's going to be some here. There's going to be some, these splinters. Are they called splinters? I'm sure they have thorns. I don't know what they call. I'm sure they're called something thorns. Oh, there's a really cool animation of a panda that goes skydiving and runs into a bunch of cactus. Ouch. Big time ouch. I'm going to move this over. See, I can make these little changes really quick. And that's kind of more or less where I like it. So now I can, like, on top, add the little thorns. It's hard to see. The picture's a little blurry. There's 1, 2, 3 there. Maybe one up here. And in this spot. And it helps with the placement. It really helps with the placement. Trying to abstract it and see these as big shapes, not worrying about, then I can see where they go without, it's really, I call them the baby shapes and the mama shapes and the papa shapes, like the papa bear, mama bear, baby bear shapes. The big shapes, you got to learn to see the big shapes and the medium-sized shapes. These are medium-sized shapes. If you can see all the shapes together, that's a papa shape. And you should practice kind of switching back and forth and kind of like, yep, yep, yep. Got to get those videos out. That's all I can say. I say that every time now this year. I think I've been saying it because it's so true. But you make your plans and God laughs. But it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, we're gonna stick to once a month for a while. Yeah, I don't know, maybe even next year. No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what next year shows. Definitely, I'll be happy next month once we have a new computer, so that's gonna help. There's something going on with the sound. All right, there's two little thorns on this side. Cactus. Then I got to see the placement. There's three over here, how it all fits, right? Even just this stuff, practicing how it all fits and seeing the parts in the whole. There we go. Yes, please. I was feeding the cats and missed seeing the source. Oh, can you put the picture there? Okay, in the chat. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. I can do it. Actually, let me see. All right, I'm gonna screenshot it. All right, there you go. I didn't put it in the chat before, but there it is. Thank you for asking, and there it is in the chat. We aim to please. There it is. That's the drawing we're doing. I didn't keep the breakdown part. I gotta speed it up though. All right, so we got two big parts, and then we got this other part. And so this part is behind this part of the cactus. Goes in there. I can see how it fits. And looking at this negative space too is important. This space is important. The negative space, that negative shape, and then I can see how big this that part of the cactus leaf. I guess these are leaves. Cactus leaf. I knew somebody that came from Guatemala, and then somebody else who's from Mexico, and they were making nopales, which is cactus. And they says, "You eat that?" He was kind of like, "You eat that?" In my country, in my country, only the donkeys eat that. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." All right, well, go back. No, I'm just kidding. He was cool. He was funny. Anyways, hey, my parents. I don't know. That's a whole controversial thing. I was playing pickleball and I could feel it was in the Orange County. And I don't know, I could feel the anger of me playing at that court with this one guy. Most people were really cool about me playing there. I usually play in Monterey Park or around. I play in Pasadena. Pasadena people have been pretty good, really good. But in Orange County, I don't know, I could feel some people kind of like just like, "Rrr." I'm like, okay. I don't know if it's imaginary but they weren't rude or anything. They were just like very serious, very stoic towards me. I'm like, all right, cool, we'll play. And I don't know, maybe because we won or who knows. But pickleball, yes, pickleball. I've been doing that, a lot of that pickleball stuff. Fun, fun, fun. No palitos salad is the best. Yeah, isn't it? Oh man. Oh, I got a nopales story. My mom would make me breakfast. Oh yeah, of course. But she would make breakfast and she would make green beans and eggs. She would make green beans and eggs, and oh, I love green beans and eggs. But one time she put nopales in eggs. I wasn't expecting nopales, and nopales are a little acidic and a little like, oh my gosh, I was expecting green beans, and that kind of turned me off to cactus nopales for a while. But yeah, and they're so healthy too. Actually, nopales is really healthy, a healthy staple. And there are a lot of places. See, this was supposed to be my center line, but I can already tell this is not going to be my center line. It's going to be my top line. I can see it now that everything else is there. My placement is actually changed and moved. Don't be afraid to adjust, right? There it is, adjust. Be flexible, be adaptable. Some people are so rigid, so rigid. So rigid, rigid, rigid. Don't be rigid. Be adaptable. Things are changing, people. Things are changing. The world is changing. Learn to change, learn to adapt. People who adapt will survive. People who don't just complain. And oh my God, why? And it is painful. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like when people say that. But no, it's true. Oh, you're welcome. Gotta run. All right. Not imaginary, Ray. Yeah, is there? Yeah, it is. I know. I know. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's there. But what was I saying? I'm getting thrown out. It's my old age. There's another. Oh, these are atunes. Oh, was I talking? I mentioned my cactus story already. There might have been something else. And this is the fruit, and actually, this is really sweet. This fruit, the red fruit from a cactus. If you've never had it, it's got a lot of seeds in it, but it's good. It's really good. It's delicious. Here we go. Oh, maybe we can ask AI. Where's AI at? Maybe be the first to comment. Let me see. No, that's there. Where's my AI thing? Oh, maybe host tools. Where did it go? AI companion. Let me see. All right. Oh, ask meeting questions. Um, oh, shoot. I'm in my drawing class. Give me 2 hours. Let me see. Here we go. We've got yeah, I won't be done till like 8, 9, 9. Yeah, 9. At 7 o'clock. So let's speed these drawings up. We've got what was I what did I not finish talking about? I'm typing it in and I'm sure one of these days I wouldn't have to. It's like all I need to do is ask the AI. And there it is. Let's see, it's going through it. I don't know. What did I not finish talking? Oh, I didn't use. Oh, there it is. Oh, maybe we can ask AI where's AI at? Maybe be the first to comment. Let me see. This suggestion he was trying to bring up AI tool in the meeting, but didn't finish explaining or implementing. He then moves on to other topics. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to watch the video. Not much help, Mr. AI. All right, let's finish this up. We're almost done. We're almost done. You're probably done before me. And feel free to add stuff to this. I mean, if I'm going too slow, don't get bored. Use your imagination. The creative mind is never bored. Add ants, add stuff, make a story. Add the snail, you know. Go at your own pace. Draw more than one snail, draw more than one cactus. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. And today I'm a little scattered. I'm thrown off without any sound. Really doesn't help. And there, I think that's another fruit right there. Watch the overlapping, watch how it all fits. This is over that right there. We've got another thorn, thorn. Oh, I could have asked my AI, hey, I even got the Google glasses. I'm all in on the AI stuff. I have the Google glasses. And I've got Chat GPT going. Yeah, yeah, I'm all in. I've always actually been on tech. I've been on the bleeding edge of technology, and I've seen this stuff coming for years. And there's so much. Oh my gosh, so much. We gotta. It's not AI that's gonna hurt people. It's people using AI that's gonna. So you gotta learn to use it so you don't. So yeah, there's the value there, and that's another reason why I'm gonna buy a computer and have people. Yeah, there we go. Start paying for the classes, pay for that computer. All right, I think that's it for all the little snaps and stuff, and then I think there's another, I can say there, there. If you're unsure, you can do it lightly, and then just, there it is. There's a V, another like V, and then another little 2 dots on this side, little thorns, maybe little thorns here and there. And I think that's it. That looks good. Wow. Oh no, that's not the chat. There's something in the chat though. Tuna of cactus jam. I had that in San Antonio. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Yeah, it's insane. If you want to shade, you can feel free to shade, a little bit of shading, practice your shading. We really don't do too much shading here. We really focus on drawing. Shading is the icing on the cake, which, but you can practice going back and forth. See, I'm holding my pencil down. Um, this is why the warm-ups are going to be incredible once we get the warm-ups out there. I'm still working on those. All right, let's do the snail. I'm going to do the snail really quick. I'm going to start off with a circle. See, I can start off with a circle, a sketchy circle. And I know it pulls out this way. There's a pull out here, and this side's a little straighter. This side pulls out a little bit more. There's a point right in here. See, it's almost like you got to use your imagination how this circle is being deformed, being, moved. And then you've got the head that's going to be right about in here, almost like a circle. It is pulled out as well. See, I can see the circle shape, and then it's pulled out, and then the whole body kind of attaches itself as it comes out down there like that. Right. And then the mouth is right about in here. And I would draw this really, sketch this really lightly. I'm going dark here. You want to go light until you feel it's right. These eyes, I can see them as one eye. Both of these eyes are right and right in here. I'm trying to match it so I can see how it all fits. You know, I can see those eyes are going to be right on top of that part right there. Maybe watch the flow of this line. Want that shell right in there, that second part of that shell. And that looks, I'm happy with that. It looks like an alien, but that's the structure I see. I'm gonna, let's make the nose right, because I know it goes right here. So I can feel this nose, it kind of snouts out. And the apex or the part that's pointing out the most is right about in here. Not in the middle, a little bit below the middle. Then it comes down and swoops around the little mouth over here on this side. Probably a little bit closer to that side. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit. And there's the mouth. I'm going to just shade it in. There is a tongue in there. Well, I'm just going to shade it in just to do it. Sometimes you can cut stuff out and just draw it really quick. And I'm using it doesn't matter what you're using. I'm using an HB pencil. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Nice little overlapping of that eye. Yeah, if you stay away from salt, it's not good for you. Or the snails. Actually, that would probably be good. Interesting. The little salt shaker. And that's form. Once you practice shape, you want to practice form. That's the next level. The first level is shapes. Learning to see shapes, practice drawing shapes, and then you get form. Like this form here is a sphere, and I can add to it. I think I can bring this up a little bit higher. See, I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher. I'm going to add to it like if it was clay, because I think it should be up a little higher. I'm going to bring it up just slightly. See, there it is, and I can go darker. And then I'm really trying to get that snout right. Yep. Yeah, I won't even get started with all the politics and stuff. Don't get me started. Poly means more than one. Tick is a blood-sucking animal. More than one. Yeah, I know. There's pros and cons on both sides, and there's so much. Oh gosh, so much. But I think the world is going to go through a little turmoil and then get better if we can make it. We can make it through, and I think we can. I really am. I'm really hopeful. I really see a lot of positivity. And hey, let's spread that positivity, let's spread it, spread it. I think I tried to be a good example out in the OC and just being happy and saying, hey, and being friendly and being, hey, we're just playing for fun. That's it. Just playing for fun. It's not playing to win. You're playing to learn. All right, there we go. There's our eyes. This one's in the front. It's funny. It looks like it's resting on the stem. It's got like a stem here. There's this one eye. Let's split it. I I asked somebody, hey, let's go Dutch, and they went, what's that? Dutch, yeah, like you split the check. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. All right, here we go. So let's split this eyeballs. There's one right there, kind of like an egg shape, an oval. Noticing the height and the width there, and then the pupil right on that center. Like I would say, probably a little bit below the center line if I were to do some axis lines. Right there, right on that edge. And then we got the other eye coming out and the center right in there. Is it a little bit smaller now? It's about the same. There it is. And then you've got a little, there's like a little oval. I'm not being clear with this part. I should. Yeah, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this oval shape, and there's a slight push in it. That's what's happening with these eye sockets, and they kind of come down like that. Then you would erase part of it like that. There you go. It's kind of like a little stem or a little. It's like it's sitting on Gary the snail. Meow. Gary the snail meows for some reason. All right, so I can see the inside spiral. It goes from here and then goes around. Oh, spiral is so awesome. It's mathematically delicious. All right, here we go. I'm trying to get it to fit right. I think it goes a little higher. right in there. Oh, see, till you get it right. Right in there. There we go. And all the other ones, all this other sketch is darker. See, I can go a little darker. Once I know, like, all right, I need to smooth that out. Here, smoothing it out. It's about the process, not perfection. Here we go. Let's get that back part of that. That looks good. It's warm in here. That was another reason why we went to once a month because of the summer schedule in the summer till I get AC system in this house, which I don't know. I've got AC system in this room, but it's too loud. I had it on for a while. It's starting to warm up again. Oof. All right, all right. There we go. Let's round this out. Roundabout. Yes. It's just a roundabout. There we go. There's that snail. And then there's the tail. Kind of snooping out right there. And then attaching itself. And I think we're done. Oh, we got the cactus and the snail. And then let's do the other ones. I'm going to draw the other ones really quick. All right, let's do the other ones really quick. Yes, that is great question. Ooh, what question was that? Do you think that the proliferation of AI generated images will actually make original handmade art more valuable? Yes, I think so. But people are using that as a yeah, it's definitely going to be a skill. There's going to be a huge change, and definitely what you're talking about is values. What do we value, right? You know, because once, like the printing press came out, more art was available, but then it's the same thing. It's kind of really similar to those lines, and artists, who do produce original stuff, that's originality. But it also kind of like, people are expecting like, oh, well, I can get this for less. Well, okay, well, go ahead, get it for less. Some people will not value, right? They value the image, but not and well, more people will be creating too. So that's like, wow, maybe they'll be appreciative too, because they'll know how it's done. All right, that's a great question. No AC must be European. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we've got, I don't know, should I share? I should share my screen. We've got a cat drawing. Let's do that. Oh, ooh, this one's really intense. This one's really a tough one, but I'll break it down and do what I can. We got 16 of you out of the 90 people that signed up. But here we go. That's why we should charge, because some people just sign up and they forget but anyways, but the other class is going to be more structured. Let me share my screen. Let's break this down. Yeah, it'll be more structured. It's going to be different than this. This one's more like, yeah. Anyways, you'll see. I might make it free for people who are here. So I don't know. We'll see. Be on the lookout for that. All right, here we go. So there's circles and squares and all kinds of shapes. I can break this down. Wow, this is really complex. I can sketch this really fast, and I think that's what I'm going to do. There's just too much happening. Way too much happening. I can break it down, and I have done in the past, but I'm just gonna draw. I'm just gonna draw it. We're just gonna do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Show you how I would do it. Let's go to the chat. Let's put it in there because yeah, it is getting more. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do that. Capture it. There we go. Now it's in the chat, and let's do it. Let's just do it. All right. Let's stop sharing. There was times where I didn't do that. Okay, here we go. So I can see the head of that cat right in there, and it's kind of like an oval. There's the head, and then the body. There's a torso, and then there's the whole body back here, and I can kind of see how it attaches itself. Do the best you can. This is, it's win or learn. And then I can see a pumpkin over here, about that big. I can see this other pumpkin a little bigger. And then the candle like right next to it. And I make it look easy, but it's just because it's practice. And I can make these, I can change this if I make any mistakes. This leaf coming out that way, a leaf up here. See, I don't worry about the detail. I just worry about seeing how big it is, where it fits. Then this flame on the candle right about there. This other leaf about over here somewhere. Then we've got some more leaves right here, another leaf up that way. And then this other leaf right in there, and this other leaf right in there. And I can see how it all fits on my paper. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's overlapping. So I'm gonna start with the cat and then just go out. Let's see. There is a slight angle to the cat. So this is what makes it even more difficult, more challenging. This is not a beginner drawing at all, and probably even a little bit more than intermediate. What's happening here is there's a slight angle, and then there's also a little bit of perspective. So this eye is bigger and this eye is slightly smaller. It takes some observation to really see that. So I can see that circle. I can see the center. The center is where the nose is going to be. The top is going to be a little bit like that. So right in the middle, a little more to the, actually to the right on this side is that nose in placement, as a placement. So it's like an upside down triangle. It's going to go right about there. There it is. And then the mouth kind of goes out now. And then here's one eye. I'm going to draw like a circle. It's going to go right about there. And the other eye over here, a little bit bigger on that side. And I'm seeing the placement. This is so crucial here. I mean, just the way I kind of like got the placement, it is quite a bit of practice, and this is kind of a tough thing to do. But I see it as circles and the placement. That's what I'm looking for. Then I see the detail. Then I can actually get the detail in there. There's the detail that like a little line of a eyelid, and then the eye pupil with a point or something, and then it all shaded in right in there. And the same thing over here. Looks like there's an eyelid line over it like that, and then the circle underneath on all dark. And I know I make it look easy, but it's just years of practice. It really is practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you'll progress. And that's why it should be a daily thing, not monthly. If you're just waiting for a monthly drawing, that's great. You're doing it for fun, that's great. But if you're really serious, you're playing the long game, which is great. You also got to do it consistently. All right, now I can see this, the head, the way the head kind of, there's a little part that curves out right here, the cheek. I can see the cheek on here. And I can see the head kind of coming up and over, and I can see the ear, this ear right in here. I can right in there, how it fits in there. All right, bring that in there. And I am going a little faster, so if you're a newbie, please hang in there. Just practice. So who cares, you know? And you know what? Don't compare to despair. That's the biggest thing. People compare to despair. Like, oh my gosh, I don't get it. But I've been like, oh, it's easy for you, Mr. Yeah, well, because I paid my dues. You gotta pay your dues to sing the blues. All right. Wow, I don't know. We had like 90 people signed up. That's one of the most ones that I've ever had people. But some people might have signed up and forgotten. You need like reminders or something. Maybe I can have a chat bot. Yeah, because that's what I'm working on. People sign up and then they can have a chat bot call them or remind them about the class. Especially if they're paying for it. I'd be like, oh, can't miss. Right? It's like throwing away. Yeah, making choices. All right, there's this cheek on this side. See the placement of everything. The nose a little bit to the right, the eye a little bit bigger, eye a little bit smaller. Then this whole thing, the neck hitting right onto this torso that's down here. This is right in there, and it's open AI right in there. They're probably going to change the name because, well, it's still probably going to be open, but they're not. It was supposed to be a nonprofit. But yeah, they see a lot of money. They see a lot of green. So they're going to change that. All right, here we go. I forgotten it was Wednesday today. Then remember just before, like 20 minutes, and jumped in here. Ha, thanks. Priyanka, long timer, long time, long time drawer. That's awesome. I know we changed it to Wednesdays. It made some changes. All right, hopefully this is the last hot day in here. And next year we can probably, I don't know. I'm thinking of being, maybe we'll be out and about. I'll be out and about somewhere drawing from distant locations. I got, I have a van right now. I just bought a van, and who knows? Go. I want to travel. So if you have a driveway somewhere, just kidding. I want to go to Santa Fe. I want to go to Kansas. I want to go to up north, and especially next summer. So it'll be cooler than it is now. Oh, where's my cough button? Ah, good cough button. Excuse me. Here we go. So the head, I'm happy with it. Here we go. Yeah, practice and you got to find what you like to draw. I'm just drawing, somebody likes cats. Here we go. Some people might not like cats. Some people are allergic to cats. You got to find and that's the biggest thing too. Temet Nask, who are you? For 2,000 years at least, during the Greek times, they had that question, Temet Nask, which is know thyself. Know thyself. What do you like? What don't you like? Who are you? Who are you? The who. There's a thickness to this line, and talk about thicknesses, and this is also part of who you are. Where do you draw your line? Where's your border? Yep. Where do you stand? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. This torso, this torso pushes out right in here. You can see this torso kind of pushes out right in there, kind of try to get that push out. And then the shoulder, there's a shoulder blade right in there as I'm drawing this. Then there's this next arm. I might need to go up. Mine too. I know. I don't know. I'm thinking of changing. But the AI class is going to be Mondays. It's going to be AI Mastermind Mondays. That'll be the first Monday of the month. Yeah, it is $10, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I will provide the outline. So if you want to just go through the outline and go on your own, you don't have to. But it is really the most important stuff that everybody should kind of know, at least when it comes to AI. Some of the tools you should know. I can see here I'm adding to this cat as this is where I originally had it, but I can see that I need to make him a fat cat. Make him a little wider. Where's my water? Oh, here it is. I did get some water. I'm gonna take a stop real quick. There we go. All right, let's bring this up. Should I zoom out? Let's see, can we zoom out? Yeah, there it is. You can see everything real quick. You see, I made this a little bit wider. Change the ratio. I have to zoom in so you can see what we're talking about right in there. All right, cool. It's just attaching itself. There we go. Go with the flow. See the flow, the way it flows around. Cats flow. They're sleek. And this curve flow out as well. That whole tail, this whole almost like a question mark, some sort. Then here, this tail comes in and it tapers. It gets smaller as it comes over here. It gets a little bit smaller. See the width right here. As I'm drawing this line, I'm looking at this shape. That's a taper challenge. The taper challenge. It is Inktober. Inktober. And then here we have the back leg, which is overlapping. This actually goes over that arm, first front. And the thickness of the line. Notice that there's some really thick lines here. This is almost like a coloring book. And then I can see that this toe is under here. I can bring the pumpkin out. I'm going to do the pumpkin here next. The pumpkin fits in this space, this oval here. And what's cool about the pumpkin, it's actually a good thing of form. I can see how it fits. See where it starts right here, where this tail is, right there, that part. And then I can see it kind of wraps around and then comes back, this oval shape. That's the big shape. Then you've got these other shapes. You've got the stem, which is going to be right about there. Then you've got this line that's right down the middle, but then this oval that's right about there, and then another oval that's right about out here. I can probably make this a little bit wider as it goes out that way, and then the stem overlapping, coming out that way. And I'm seeing these parts. I see the papa part, the mama parts, and then the detail. The detail is all kind of fits in there. It's kind of like the decoration part. And then having this like this, I can already tell that this candle needs to move over to be more accurate. I can see this spacing right here. This candle's going to need to move over, right? I can see how it all fits. See, it's just going to move over slightly. I can see how the candle goes up here, up to the neck of the cat. And that's looking good. Whoa. Wah, wah, wah. Reply, reply. Me too. All right, here we go. So let's do this pumpkin really quick. The stem. There we go. Stem. And somebody asked for, I think two people asked for landscapes, and that's what was going to happen next. So let me draw this up real quick. I'm going to make this part even bigger. Yes, I'm going with, and this was just a sketch, was just a guide. But then you kind of see, okay, that's just a guide. I think I can go on my own and go outside of the guide. That really takes a little bit of guts. Like, okay, my guide was wrong. It was just a guide. But sometimes, teachers are just guides, and sometimes you go by what the teacher says, and sometimes you're afraid to go out on your own, explore, experiment. Don't be afraid. Don't get the cants in your pants. Sometimes it's okay to make mistakes, and that's the thing with AI too. I'm helping a friend of mine, and she's like, oh, it's not doing what I want. I know it's not going to do everything. It's not perfect. It is getting better though. It is getting better. This is probably the worst it's going to be. It's only going to get better. So you got to see what it can do, and try to get what you want, and learn how to prompt it, learn how to, but and it takes some patience. It does, because we're some people we're spoiled. We can be spoiled. We don't get what you want, right? But how do you navigate that when your drawing doesn't come out the way you want it? How do you navigate that? Right? How do you get the patience and the persistence to kind of like work through it, and then you get it, and then it's like, oh, okay, I got it. I got it. I don't have that problem anymore. But getting it sometimes it's a little bit can be frustrating. But make it a challenge. Make it a challenge. That's how I've done it. That's how I've done it. I made it a challenge. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm like, oh, and then when it works, it feels so good. It does. Like, oh, look at I got it to work. Oh, look at I did this drawing. Oh, I did this. I did it. I did it. Temet Nask. I know myself. I know I see this drawing. I know I can do it. I can break it down. I can break it down. I see an oval up here at the top, right? That oval. This is form. This is a cylinder right in here. I've practiced cylinders. I see cylinders, and then just draw it in there. Oh, a little stem, and then I can do the wax on, wax off. It's a little bit of wax right in here. There's a little bit of a thickness as it comes down here. One little drip, and then another little drip that kind of comes down. And I think, I don't know, I see something that looks wrong, but it's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is the enemy of good. I think I heard that again. It's a quote. Perfection is the enemy of good or great. I don't know. And good is the enemy of, I don't know. I can't remember. There's a couple of quotes that I have. They're not my quotes. I've copied them. All right. This flame is a circle with a little triangle at the tip and a little bit of a twist. There's a circle with a triangle. See, that's a compound shape. Learn to see those shapes. Another little on how it's constructed. One of our former students has gotten into painting and has gotten into shows and has gotten into galleries. She hasn't come back. She's actually, I don't know, she's awesome. Regina, I don't know if any of you remember Regina. She was with us for a couple of years. She's been showing, and she's been an international artist now. It's amazing. Awesome. I've been seeing her stuff on Facebook. Really cool. It's awesome. She's taking it to the next level. And that's why I really want to push those because I feel like I can, what is it? Don't let schooling get in the way of your learning. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't let schooling. That's probably a good theme for the last 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. Here's one leaf, another leaf, me jumping off, another leaf in it behind. You got a belief in yourself. There's another leaf right in there. Barely gonna fit. I can already see it's gonna, I can use my imagination and see it's not gonna fit. There's a lot of detail in there's the leaves. So I'm gonna try to leave it up to you to kind of do the best you can. I'm gonna do it really quick. I'm not gonna do it perfect either, but I can see where they go and kind of just get them in there, kind of get the feel of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. it's just, I know it's going to go there. It kind of goes like that. It's just a sketch. It's just a sketch. You got to choose your battles. And you know when, okay, you know the whole war, that's the big picture, right? And then these are the little battles, and like, okay, I can let go of some of these battles. The important battle, which was the face, that and the cat, that was important. All this stuff, this is just sketchy stuff. This is just support. I can do this really quick. Just really quick. Really quick. There's a leaf. You gotta believe. Bowley, you gotta believe. Bowley, that was a Twilight Zone. But believe is so important. It's the power of belief, the growth mindset. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. You're going to be right. Your brain wants to prove you right. I can't do this. Get the cants in the pants. There's that. And so we got three. I can do one, two, three. Is that good? Yeah, right about there. Probably a little bit higher. That's all right. I'll just put them in there. I know it's not exactly where it's supposed to go. And I know that. And I accept it. Accepting, being accepting. Learn to accept. Learn to accept. Learn to let go. Say, all right, that's good enough. Sometimes good enough is good enough. But good enough is not good enough. Good enough can be better, then yeah. Depends. Depends on time too. Time. You don't want to be, I was a perfectionist myself, recovering. And sometimes, oh, you got to see the idea, but it's a good thing. Sometimes you got to know, okay, I'm a perfectionist. I have a standard, and sometimes you gotta need to know, like, okay, that's good enough, or no, I want this to be good. This is gonna be, you know. And sometimes you need to learn to turn it on, turn it off, wax on, wax off. How good do you want it? And time is a big factor because time is limited. I used to spend hours and days, whatever. And where are they now? I got these skills, so that's cool. Actually, if I would have drawn faster and drawn more, I'd probably be a better drawer. Better, bitter, batter, bit of better butter. Little dots here and there. Yeah, you got to practice drawing. The more you draw, the more you get those bad drawings out. Just even don't worry about, perfection. Just get it out. And you express yourself. A lot of people are talking about expressing themselves. All right. I can see this goes up a little bit higher. I can see the relationship from this ear to this leaf that's going to be up here. Should be up a little higher. And it should be over here. And then I can break it into parts too. It kind of looks like a butterfly. The top wings and the bottom wings. And then that other wing right there. And then I can really quickly just, now I have that. I can say, oh, okay, that's the structure. It's going to be in there somewhere. Right there. Right there, something like that. With a little stem floating in. We're in fall, believe it or not. It's like almost 100 degrees today. Should be hot again tomorrow. We'll see. A little global warming. I would call it global weirding. Oh man, I've always been an environmentalist since I was back in well, in college I knew, but even before that, I think I always saw people waste. There's so much waste. That's the thing. I think if you don't believe in in global warming, you should not want. There's no reason to waste. Even seeing the environment and taking care of what we have. Anyways, that's only you can prevent. Here we go. All right, so here's another. All this is just detail now. Another little leaf over here, little wing. I'm trying to do it really quick. Not really worried. Centerpiece, and then all these lines. Nobody's gonna. Hey, wait a minute, you're missing a line. Sometimes we're really harder on ourselves than we need to be. I've had to learn to let go. Let go, let God, some people say. But yes, letting go is important. Also, acceptance. Okay, I'm gonna accept this. I kind of accept it's not gonna be like exact, or I accept it, you know. My child. Our children, sometimes we wish you should have gone to college. I told you not to. But, all right. Yeah, we all make our choices and stuff. Decisions. But yeah, you do your best. I say your name, promise to do my best, to do my duty. I am allowing myself to be distracted by taking a stained glass class. Awesome. I'm doing a simpler Art Deco design. The glass is just beautiful. Oh, awesome. Oh, wow. I just got a book on stained glass. I got it. I don't know where it's at right now. I know it's at some of my other books in my other room. I'm not gonna get it, but let's see if I'm gonna write stained glass. And then next month, but it's doing actually stain. It's not actually staining the glass. It's actually painted glass that looks like stained glass. It's actually it was a really neat book. They were they were giving it away at the library. All right, here we go. Another pumpkin. This time with a center oval right in there. That's that center oval, and there's form here. Speaking of libraries, actually, I remember the librarian. I made a pumpkin for her. And she retired and talked about me. But you know what? Because she remembered me as a kid there, I would always go to the library. And that's where people would go to get information and knowledge back in the 80s. For you millennials, we didn't have internet. It was internet. So yeah, and the librarian knew me. And then I went back with my students. She was like, I remember, oh my God. And then she retired and I became one of her stories um, at her retirement. Yeah, it's fun. Miss Estrada. And then her son became a librarian. That was interesting. Her son became a librarian. He was a little more stodgy. He was there for a bit, but then I never saw him again. He was a little more serious. She was really nice. Oh my God, I can imagine her right now. I know she's probably not alive anymore. 'Cause that was years ago. Yeah, Miss Estrada. Oh, I can't remember her first name. I want to say Jean. Miss Estrada. It's funny. Life. All right. Oh, I'm just drawing this leaf on all the little veins and just sketching it. All right. That's just the last part right here. I'm doing it really fast, so do the best you can. Again, it's not about perfection, it's about practice. Doing what you can, even if it's not perfect. There we go. I'm trying to get these leaf shapes. And that's why, oof, when I get my warm-ups, you'll know what level you're on and what you're focusing on, and your drawing will improve a lot faster because you'll be able to take that self-control where you're at. All right, I think that's it. That looks good. I think we got one more drawing, 7:39. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got this landscape I chose. Whoo! This landscape is a tough one. Oh, but there's a video. There's a video. There's a video of this landscape. All right, let's go to the video. 15 people, we lost somebody. That's cool. We got the police outside warming up. All right, so this is the landscape. There's a lot of shading in here, and there's a lot of stuff in here. What's cool is there's a 3-minute video. It's 3 minutes. I see. You have to go in here. 4 hours ago. Copy that. Copy it. Then you go up here. Not where mine in our sketchbook hero. Control V, paste it, and then you press enter. And there's the video, 3-minute video, which is cool. Every time people, I mean, they don't explain stuff. But you see, this is the horizon line, and then this is a perspective. So they're doing the house really quickly in perspective, and they're fitting it. But it's here you go. It's all angles, right? We talked about angles. There's a horizon line, things that are above the horizon line or above your eye level. The horizon line is also known as your eye level. Two boxes, and let's speed this up. And they actually skip stuff. You can see them as they're shading and doing stuff. It's skipping stuff, but it's pretty cool. Because then I guess one of their next videos doesn't show up. They just did the houses by themselves, and then they're doing the shading. But then they go back and do more shading. See the different values. There's those values. So this is going to be a minute and a half of video instead of 3 minutes because I'm fast forwarding with fast forwarding. So I was already going fast. Drawing by Tom McPherson. Then you can see the trees. So they start off here, more trees. Please visit circlelineartschool.com to learn more. Yeah, this is their website. Hopefully they don't sue us. Suez Canal. And then the hills, and then the mountains. The hills going above the horizon line. There's the mountains, the shading. Let's see that yeah, everything goes out in the distance. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Probably not this fast, but we'll see. And they really don't explain where things go. They just do it. They say they went darker and then went darker. They did layers of shading. All right, so let's just do it. Let's just jump into it. Where is our drawing? There it is. So here it is. I'll do the houses and then I'll do that. I'll put this in the chat and then we'll go ahead and do it. There's something in the chat already, so you're welcome. All right. I'll see you next week. Oh, not next week, next month. We're going by months. We're going by months. Yeah, feel free to put there we go. Thanks so much. See y'all next week. I gotta run. That landscape looks amazing. Oh yes. Oh, yeah, it looks challenging. It's not as challenging. It's what it is the shading. Here we go, but it is again hot in here. It is hot in here right now. All right, ooh, I'm trying to screenshot it. Come on, screenshot. There we go. Yeah, it's crazy how that all disappears. I don't know why it does that. Capture. There it is. Now it's in the there it is. Yeah, because it tries to probably to get out of the way. All right, let's just do it. This is gonna be a while, so I don't know. Let's see. This will probably be the second part of the video. Thank you for joining us. I should probably break it this. You cannot minimize the workspace while you're recording this video. Okay. Let's pause it then. Or break it. Stop recording. Stop recording. All right. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, and there's more to come. Oops. All right. Somebody else has to go. That's fine. I know this is the superhero part of